So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some crazy Vim tips, and these are going to be some underrated ones that is actually really useful when it comes to real life situations. And these are the tips that I've collected throughout my time using Vim. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so let's say I want to indent this whole file. What I would usually do is select the first line, go all the way down with capital G and equal signs, then indent that. But there's actually another way you can do it. So for example, if I'm currently on line 17, I can go all the way up because I want to indent the whole file. Then I can do something like equal sign and capital G. That then indents everything as well. This one is also really great. So let's say, for example, I go to one of these curly brackets and I do something like $. That selects everything, including the squirrely braces, to the matching pair of that bracket. So it works with any matching pair. You could do it here as well with $, and it does that. If you find it kind of difficult to select the parentheses or the squirrely braces, you can actually use VI capital B to select inside of the parenthesis, or do VA capital B for everything around it. For the normal parenthesis, you could do VIB or VAB as well. This one is really great as well. So let's say I'm on line 9 and I'm just typing something randomly and I need to go down and edit something. So let's say I do something here and I Control O and it takes me back. So what Control O does, it kind of just jumps back to your previous cursor position. It's almost like a browser back button, but for cursor instead. This can be very useful sometimes because when I'm working on something, I don't really remember where I am, or I don't remember the line number that I'm on. So usually what I do is just do some jumps down here, and Control O just walks me back through the jumps that I made. This next one is very similar to Control O, but it's not the same thing. So let's say I edit something here and I go all the way down here. I look at this and I look at that. So basically my cursor position is now everywhere. But if I use Control O, I'm basically just jumping through my cursor positions and not exactly where I was editing. So if I want to go back to where I was editing previously, I can just do code dot and it jumps me exactly to that line every time. So whatever you previously edited on whatever line it was, if you do code dot, it will always bring you back to that line. Just like that. If you didn't know this, you can actually put your cursor on the number and Control A to increment it or Control X to decrement it. You can also go to a file path in NeoVim. So for example, if I go to my notes, and right here you can see that I have all these file paths. These are basically the file names for each of my file, and I can actually jump to them by doing GF, and it takes me to this file. If I go all the way down here, I see something called related to this file, so I can go GF again to go to this file. I can do Control 6 to then go back to the previous one. This is very good for linking nodes together, especially if you write a lot of markdowns. There's also another quick way to jump between files without having to open a file explorer or something like that. You can actually just go to the command line and do something like find and type the file name in. Given that you know the file name, you can actually just navigate to that file by doing that. So it's a quick, easy way to just move between files. And you can still use Control 6 to go back and forth between these two files. When it comes to opening links from the NeoVim editor into the browser, you can actually do that. For example, I'm currently in a random markdown node and I have a link right here. I can actually just open this link straight into the browser with GX. And it doesn't actually need to be in this format. So let me show you, if it was just right here, I can just do GX. This opens the website straight into my default browser. So yeah, this can be very useful if you, for example, write a lot of markdown notes and you have a lot of reference to blog posts or articles, things like that. You get the idea. When you want to search for a word, you don't always have to do something like /username and search for the word. You can actually put your cursor on the word that you want to search and do something like the asterisk sign, enter, N to then walk forward, capital N to go backwards. The hash sign also works the same way. It's just that the navigational differences between them. This is also something that I use a lot, and most of the time, for example, if you want to uppercase something, you would do something like V capital U to uppercase that and then VU to reverse it. But then I actually use R because I feel I'm more comfortable with R, so I just do something like R capital N or RN. So it does the same thing and I don't have to select and I don't have to waste my brain space with that, but yeah. And also if you go to a word that is all lowercase and you hit something like G tilde IW, that uppercases everything. G tilde IW is almost like a toggle between lowercase and uppercase. If you come down to a line and you want to uppercase the whole line, you could do something like G capital U twice or reverse it with GUU. This one is absolutely crazy as well. So for example, if I kind of want to change all the roles to admin, I'm going to go in here, CIW, type admin, come down here, dot, dot, and dot. So it sort of just like switches and replaces everything for you without affecting any space, because dot just reruns the previous command. If I delete a line and I do dot, it will keep going. All right, this next one is about pasting. So for example, if I yank a word here, I go into here, I do a selection, and I paste like I normally would. It pastes after the cursor. And that's going to be a problem because sometimes we just want to paste inside here. So what I can actually do is capital P, and it will paste inside the parenthesis. So that's actually a really good way to paste over something and not change its format at all. All right, let's say I want to move this line up here and then paste it at the end of this line. What I would usually have to do is shift Y, go all the way to the end, paste that, come back down, delete this. But there's actually a faster way to do this. So for example, if I do something like G, capital J, it puts everything into one line, but it does not respect these spaces. So capital J, however, respect these spaces and join all the lines together just like that. This next one is super useful as well. So let's say you have text copied in your clipboard and you paste it in your editor, but then it's so long, it goes all the way to the end here. What you can actually do is just select the whole line and GQ, and then that breaks it down into an easy reading format. So let's say you want to save and quit your new Vim file really quickly. Instead of doing :WQ, you can actually do capital Z twice. So for example, if I uppercase all of this and do something like capital ZZ, I come back inside, we should actually see that change right here. If I just undo all of this and instead of doing ZZ, I'm going to do capital ZQ. That basically acts like Q bang, so it won't save anything. Let me go back in, and the changes weren't saved. So yeah, that's another fast way of doing things. If for whatever reason you have a command that you wrote down here in the command line, so for example, I'm going to do something like norm, capital A, hello, enter on that. And now I want to add that to this line as well. I don't have to repeat that command by typing it out again. I can actually do something like @:, and it just keeps repeating. So it can be a time saver if you have to repeat some sort of commands over and over again. For example, I do something like double bang. It gives us this command in the command line, and I can type something like date, enter, and it will paste the date over the cursor. Now, if I do something like triple bang, it's basically going to run the same command that we just did in the command line, which is the date command. Enter, and it will paste the date right into our buffer. We can also do something interesting, like we could do something like bang echo and say from the shell. And now if we do triple bang again, it's going to run that command right into our buffer. A really quick way to reload our file, if we, for example, made some changes to the file and we don't remember what changes we made, but we want the file to go back to how it originally was. So what we can actually do is quickly do like ebang, and that just brings the latest saved changes that we had back to our buffer. When you're in visual selection mode, you can actually use O to jump between the two sides of your selection. This could be really handy when you select something like a parenthesis and you want to jump between these two sides. You can just use O to quickly do that. If we, for example, have some selected items like Bob Sponge right here, and we go all the way down here, but we want to go back to Bob Sponge, what we can actually do is GV to go back to previous selected. So spell check actually exists in Neo Vim as well. So for example, if we go over here and I want to check if this spelling is correct, what I can do is Z equals, and it will prompt me to choose which one I want to go for. So I'm going to go for the first one, enter, and it automatically completes that for me. If I somehow want to add the word like JSON to my dictionary, I can also do something like ZG, and that automatically puts it to my dictionary. So let's say I go to the word length and I accidentally added this to my dictionary. I can undo this with ZUG, and that brings it back. So word removed. And I'm going to correct it with Z equals, go for the first one, enter, and there you go. So that is some pretty neat spell check right there. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Vim and programming content, because I'm definitely going to make more of them. But yeah, for now, this is going to be it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.